Welcome back inside the Veterans Memorial Arena on this Friday night as the Binghamton Senators a cross-divisional matchup against the Portland Pirates here tonight as we sit between the first and second periods. Pleased to welcome in one of two Team Canada All-Stars for the upcoming American Hockey League All-Star game in forward Ryan Keller. And Ryan, starting off your pro career in North America, going over to Europe for a couple of seasons and coming back, can you kind of walk the viewers through the process a little bit and your thought-making process and deciding to kind of test the waters on both sides of the ocean, if you will?
Yeah, well, I guess I had a little different, road to getting here than a lot of guys do. I wasn't drafted out of junior, so right there, I guess you're a little bit of a step behind. And I went to Detroit's camp 2 years in a row. And first year played a little bit with their American League team, and then the second year started the year there and ended up in Syracuse. So after 2 years of trying that road, I think it was just a little bit frustrating out of a lack of opportunity and that kind of stuff. So. We decided to go over to Finland and not knowing a lot about it and just taking a chance more than anything. And we were very fortunate to go to a great city and a great team where I got a lot of opportunity to play. And it did a lot for my confidence in my career and getting me more exposure as well. So it turned out to be a great stepping stone and eventually leading me here because of some connections with the Finnish team there and the Ottawa organization.
When you talk about kind of going over there, it's a bit of an unknown whenever you go to Europe, and with that situation, you headed over to Finland. Can you talk about arriving there? And I guess I'm not big as far as traveling abroad. In fact, the furthest I've gone north of the border, and I've been down in Mexico, and that's been about it. But talk about, I guess, personally the feelings once you get there and how things began to come together for you in that playing side of things as well as your personal life.
Yeah, well, for me personally, I'm not very good with the time change and that. It takes me a long time to get adjusted. So, going over there, not knowing what we were getting ourselves into, I went over there. My wife came with me. So, neither of us really knew what to expect. And we had quite a time with the flights getting over there. And then, getting over there and not knowing anything, not knowing where you can get food or, anything of that nature. So, you really, I guess, find out what you're getting into just by diving in. And it was, a great experience, though. We, like I said before, we were very fortunate to go to a team that, they did great things for helping us and getting comfortable and, really getting us comfortable away from the rink first. And that allowed us, or allowed me to go to the rink and just focus on hockey and, worry about that side of things. So, it was a big adjustment, but once the first little time period was over, it was a lot of fun, and we're really glad we did it.
Talked about more exposure and maybe a bit frustrated with the opportunities that you weren't getting here. One of the offensive leaders for your club over in Finland, the 2 seasons that you were there. Talk about the little behind-the-scenes process of getting hooked up, you said, within the Ottawa organization and coming back here. Had some contacts and eventually landing here in Binghamton.
Yeah, actually, my second year in the American League, I started with in Grand Rapids with Detroit's farm team and ended the season in Syracuse. At that time, Jim Clark was working with Columbus and Syracuse, and basically, I guess it was an old Columbus European scout that was the GM for the Finnish team, and so that's why we decided to go over there and got that opportunity. And with 2 years there and getting a lot of chance to play and having some success. And Jim now works for Ottawa too, so that was kind of the reason we chose Ottawa over a couple other teams this year to come back.
Fast start here in Binghamton. In fact, 13 goals in the first month and a half of the season. It got you to a call-up with Ottawa, which we'll touch upon here in just a moment. But with those 13 goals, you led the league upon your time at the call-up. Talk about that fast start and some of the contributing factors to that.
Well, I think, there's a few. I think coming back over and, the way my first 2 years went here and not getting the opportunities I felt I deserved, and now coming back, I had something to prove, and, I was eager to, get out there and contribute. And then, playing with 2 line mates like I am, it's, makes my job pretty easy to, just try and get open, and Marty usually finds you. And then at the same time, you need a little luck here and there. So it was, probably a combination of those 3 things that, have helped my success so far.
Talking with Ryan Keller between the first and second periods here tonight as the Senators taking on the Portland Pirates. And that fast start, getting you a call-up to Ottawa. And with that had to be a thrill, your first NHL call-up. Obviously, know a little bit about it. The coach is going to call you down here. But talk about once you get up to Ottawa, and I'm certain that you sit down with head coach Corey Clouston. He talks a little bit about what he expects out of you being thrown into a bit of a new situation when you talk about stepping up to the next level.
Yeah, it was, getting the first, that was the first time I'd ever been called up. So obviously it was, it was pretty surreal, and your career kind of goes full circle, and it's obviously every hockey player dreams of it as a kid. So that was a great experience, and going up there, I sat down with assistant coach Brad Lauer, and he talked just basically about different systems. As obviously they do their own kind of stuff up there, and different from what we do, and a little bit just about the role that they want me to play, and just how it can contribute into the team's success.
Talk about the All-Star selection. It'll be your first shot at the AHL All-Star Classic coming up here in a couple of weeks up in Portland, Maine, and you along with your line mate Marty St. Pierre going. So you talked a little bit earlier about that success and your 13 goals, and heading into that mid-season time when some guys look for a break, but I know you have to be excited about it, your first trip to it, and get a taste of what everyone else has so far.
Yeah, it's my first trip, and obviously, again, growing up, you watch a lot of NHL and, any hockey all-star games, and they look like a lot of fun. And, right from the skills competition to the game, I think it's an enjoyable time for guys, and it's, as much as sometimes you'd like a break, it's not going to be too stressful. You go there and, enjoy it, and just try and soak it all in and have fun with it.
Well, indeed, and good luck to both you and Marty as you head off to that in a couple of weeks. Wrapping up our conversation here, Binghamton, they've shown some competitiveness throughout this course of this season, fourth place entering the weekend, but they've taken on some of the league heavyweights, Rochester, Hershey, not a league heavyweight at this point, Wilkes-Barre, Scranton, but certainly they're getting healthier as each day passes by. The Hamilton Bulldogs, Binghamton having shown some flashes, but what do you think it's going to take this team here as we near the midway point of the season, heading into the second half to try and get over the top and start to make some headway in the East Division standings?
Well, I think for the most part, we just got to try and consistently put 60 minutes together. There's been a lot of flashes in games where we've completely dominated teams, and then unfortunately, there's been some times where we don't look very good at all. So it's it's just a matter of playing the whole game and sticking with the system, whether we get down a goal or we're up a couple of goals, and just doing what we do and not worrying too much about playing to how the other teams play and make them adjust to us.
All right, Ryan. Thanks for your time here tonight, and good luck the rest of the way.
Okay, thank you very much.
Ryan Keller, the Binghamton Senators, my first intermission guest here tonight, as the Sens taking on the Portland Pirates. Stay with us. We'll be back with more of tonight's first intermission report in just a moment here on the Senators Hockey Network.